第4课 Lesson 4， 他是我的汉语老师，拼音 learning. Differentiation. Today we're gonna tell the difference between this 知, 吃, 诗, 日. These 4 sounds are a series of coguments. That means when we are pronouncing this group of sounds, our tongue tip need to roll up. The tongue tip turn up and coordinating with the front part of the hard palate. First, let's take a look at 知 and 吃. These 2 sounds, the tongue tip first touches the hard palate and then move away quickly to let the air blow out. And when 诗, this one, the third one, 诗 is pronouncing, the tongue tip doesn't touch the hard palate. There's always a gap in between. And the 日 is the vocal cords vibrating sound. All these 4 are cogumino sounds, so that your tongue need to roll up. The working part is the tongue tip and front palate. 知 and 吃, these 2 parts touch and leave quickly. While 诗, these 2 parts, 诗 and 日, these 2 parts doesn't touch each other. Compared in these 4 声母, 吃 has the most strong airflow, and then follows 诗 and 日. 知 has almost no airflow.
知识、厨师、生日、上车、认识、常识、事实、超人、燃烧、热闹、出差、长城、商场、超市、充值。
The second group of differentiation today is the pronunciation of the alveolar and the velar nasal sound. This n and these 2 sound is not existed on its own in the Pinyin system, but these 2 sound does appears at a part of some Pinyin. For example, an, the last half part of an is this velar nasal, alveolar nasal sound. N and on is using this velar nasal sound. When we are saying this alveolar nasal n, the tongue tip should press the upper alveolar ridge, which is this part that I marked red. This part is actually where your tooth grow out. And when we are speaking n, we use the tongue tip to touch where your upper front tooth grow out. And that part is called upper alveolar ridge. And when we are speaking the second one, the back part of the tongue forms an arc like this. And the root of the tongue moves back and press the soft palate. So it's this part I marked the red. The working part is this part. These 2 sounds are the nasal sound. And the work part, the first one is the tongue tip and the upper alveolar. The second one is the back tongue and the soft palate, just like I marked the red in these pictures. Well, compare these two sounds. When we are speaking this sound, your mouth open more widely, and the airflow is almost the same, just middle degree of airflow.
An, ang, yen, yang, wan, wang, en, eng, yin, ying, wen, weng, an, ang, yen, yang, wan, wang, en, eng, yin, ying, wen, weng.
Second part of today's Pinyin learning is this tone Sandhi. Last time, in lesson 3, we had learned this one, the tone Sandhi of bu. Well, today, we are gonna learn the tone Sandhi of yi. Just like bu, tone Sandhi means when this tone come together with any special tone, this tone change into another one. So for yi, the original sound of yi is the first tone. When yi followed the first, second, and third tone, then yi changes into the fourth tone. For example, this first example, 张 is in the first tone, right? So yi changes into the fourth tone. 调 the second tone. So yi changes into the fourth tone. 种 third tone. So yi again changes into the fourth tone. And when yi follows the fourth tone, yi changes into the second tone, like 一定, 一块. And you might wonder, since we only have 4 tones, and yi change its sound whenever it met any of these 4 tones. So what does this original sound, yi, what's the use of it? So we use its original sound when it is used in a number, or it is used alone. For example, when we are counting numbers, we say 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, yi sounds like yi, 1, 2, 3. This is the case when it is being used alone. And when it is used as a number, for example, in the week, Monday, we say 星期一. And in the Arabic number 11, we say 11. 1%, 1%. In any case, if yi appears in a number, we use its first tone.
一的变调，
Tone Sandhi of E.
一
1. 一张，一 一条，一种，
2、
2， 一定，一块，
3、
3， 第一， 1、2、3， 星期一， 11， 1%。
Third part of today's Pinyin learning is the rules of Pinyin. We had came across some syllable with these two alphabets, Y and W. Well, if you had recited the whole Pinyin chart, you might find that Y and W actually doesn't exist in Pinyin system, no matter 声母 or 韵母. So why this two is appeared in syllable? When a final beginning with I, U, Yu, and there's no initial before it, that means we had learned the basic rule of Pinyin is that in one syllable, there might have no 声母, but it must have 韵母. So in this case, it's saying that if these 韵母 are being used alone, so in this syllable, there's no 声母 before it, there's no initial before it, then we need to add Y and W, and these two alphabets in Pinyin sounds like I and U, just like I and U. I or U is used in the written form. It is only being used in the written form, so the sound doesn't change. For example, 游泳, 游泳. These two sound is both of it is being formed by only 韵母. There's no 声母 here. So we need to write it like this, using Y. 游泳 means swim. 音乐, 音乐. Both of it also doesn't have 声母. And it starts from 音 starts from I, 乐 start from 于. So these two also need to add Y before it. Next one, 危险. 危险. 险 is the full syllable with 声母 and the 韵母. So although this 韵母start from I, it changed nothing. It doesn't change at all. But we start from U and there's no 声母 before it. So we need to add W. 危险 means dangerous. And you might wonder why here is A but not U. Is because this one is a special change. Roughly, we can remember for I, U, Yu in this rule, we need to add Y and W before it, roughly. But actually, all of them are not the same, and we'll come through all of it later. Last one. 晚宴. 晚宴. Again, both of it have no 声母, and 晚 start from U, 宴 start from I. So change here. 晚宴 means dinner party. The 韵母 start from I, is all being listed here. The first case is 一, 音, 应. When this 3 syllable comes alone, that means when they're making the syllable alone without 声母 before it, its change is simply add 一 and y before it. So the written form becomes 一, 音, 应. Only written form. You can tell from my pronounce that the sound doesn't change. The second case is 呀, 耶, 腰, 烟, 央, 庸. When this 6 syllable are being used alone, we change 一 into y. So the written form is like this. The third case is the most special one. You. When you is being used alone, we can remember it as we add a y before it and change this 一 into 我. And we can also just simply remember this to this, because we only have this one. Second, 乌. When 乌 comes alone as a syllable, we add a w before it. Written form is like this. And when the 韵母that start from 乌, like 哇, 窝, 歪, 弯, 汪, 翁, we change 乌 into w. So it is written like this. In the third case, just like 一, we have two most special ones, 微 and 温. For these two, first we add the w before it, and then we change 乌 into 呃. Last one, 吁, 约, 渊, 晕. Only these 4 syllables that start or only use 约. The change of it is first add y, and then remove the 2 dots on its top. Here's the summarize.
游泳、有意、音乐、元音、青蛙、影星、英雄、危险、国外、阴天、语言、往往、晚宴、爷爷、营养、我们。
第4课 Lesson 4. 他是我的汉语老师。汉字 learning. Today's news joke is these two, 竖弯钩 and 横折弯钩. So we can tell from the number of the character. If there's 3 characters in a stroke's name, that means we can roughly divide this stroke into 3 parts. 竖弯钩. First a 竖, and then a short 横, and then 钩. 竖弯钩. Direction is like this. 竖弯钩. 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 Example characters like 7 means number 7. means sun. Next stroke is 横折弯钩，横折弯钩。横 horizontal, 折 we can roughly understand it as 竖 and then 弯. This one is actually a short 横 and then 钩，横折弯钩。Direction is like this. 横折弯钩。横折弯钩，横折弯钩。And we need to pay attention to its first 横. This 横 we can tell from this picture here. It's actually a little up tilt. So the starting point is a little lower than this end point, just for 横. It's a little tilt. Example characters like 9. 9 means number 9. 几 is the interrogative pronoun asking about a number, how many. 横折弯钩 this stroke. Here, yours 折弯钩 is a little bold actually. It's like this. It shouldn't be like this. But 折弯钩 is sharp. Each turnover is sharp. It's not bold like this. Each turning is sharp. Yeah, let's try to write all these characters in the same size. You see, for this 3 几, the basic line 田字格 is the same size, right? So we can tell from here, this 3 几 is really in different size. All our stroke is sharp. The turning point is sharp. Turnover is sharp. It's not round. Yes, that's right. This 几 撇 is just a 撇. It goes down. For 撇, it doesn't have a hook goes up. Just a 撇 goes down. The same problem. This 9, same problem. 撇 doesn't have a hook. In this 田字格, we can tell that 横, this middle line of 田字格 divide this 横 into almost the same long. But 竖 is not on this middle line. It's a little on the left side of the middle line. So it is at the 1/3 place of 横. It's not the middle. So we need to write it like this. And this one, is this a English alphabet T? It shouldn't be like this, but this. you need more practice. Actually, you see in this in our example, this 撇 and the 竖弯钩 竖, the space between it, 撇 and 竖弯钩 are right like this. You see the space here is like rectangular. So, shouldn't be right like 八 or 人. 八, the space here is a triangle. So your 八, especially this, you see the space between these two strokes looks like the triangle. So it shouldn't be like this. It should be like a rectangle. 非常棒. Nice. This looks standard. Single component characters. First one is 七. 七 means 7, number 7. 七. Second one is 儿. 儿 originally mean kid, little kids, and now it means son. So we call son 儿子. 儿子. If you still remember this painting of 人, then you can tell that this bottom part is actually 人. 人 means people or human. Third one, 几. 几 originally referred to a small and a low table, like this. Now 几 is that interrogative pronoun, asking about a number. 几. Fourth one, 九. 九 means number 9. 九. Strokes order. In lesson 3, we had learned 2 strokes order. One is 先横后竖, horizontal preceding vertical. 2 is 先撇后捺, left falling preceding right falling. Today, we are gonna learn these 2 new rules. First one is top preceding bottom. It actually describes the relation between all these strokes among one character. For example, for this number 2, we always write this top 横 first and then bottom 横, because that follows this rule, top preceding bottom. We never write it like this, right? We never write it like this, although the result looks the same. If you didn't see the process of me just writing it, you cannot tell how I wrote it. But the one who write it out knows it's not right. It's not in this rule. So please remember top preceding bottom. And the second rule is left preceding right. Left preceding right. For example, number 8, we write 撇 first and then 捺. right? We never write it like this. Millions of Chinese characters, no matter it is simple, like san or ji, or it is complicated, like zhong or he, these two difficult characters. No matter how many strokes these characters are using, it always follows these two rules. 重. It starts from the top one, it goes down little by little, and the last stroke is the bottom stroke.